Sean.
And we want to be your Potown heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Potown Heroes, the personification of Dunsparce. I'm Right-Horn Trainer Steven.
Focus on Sean.
And so we're going to be covering the last half of the last third of the set coming out in May.
The main set we were waiting for because, well, it's the core set for our next set.
Yep. Now, if you guys watched our previous video on Wednesday, I ended up bringing up that I ended up working like 13 days in a row. So I didn't get a chance to see a lot of like the Sun and Moon 10 stuff.
So I'll be leading this, and how about this? Be more dramatic this way.
Yep, because everyone has told me I have to see the new set. I've been trying to stay blind, but I've been told I need to see the new set. I ask why, and they say just look at the new set. So we're gonna take the time and just look at the new set now and see why I have to be the one to look at this.
Vileplume.
Okay. So
you get to pick one of 4 conditions upon heads to your opponent's active Pokemon.
Ooh, okay.
Excluding paralysis.
Okay, so we got a Vileplume, stage 2, 140 HP.
Poison, burn, sleep, or confusion.
Okay, so its ability, once during your turn, flip a coin if heads.
It just depends on your tech.
Okay, so once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent reveals their hand, put one basic Pokemon you find there on the bench. Okay.
The Gloom.
That's the Gloom? Okay. Gloom. And then, okay, so you get to put a Pokemon on the bench, and then duel for 30. So the Vileplume, Variety Pollen. Once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, leave your opponent's active Pokemon either poisoned, burned, asleep, or confused.
So it just depends on your tech of the deck.
Yeah, so actually, maybe that would...
Confusion, you'd probably be aiming more around Parasect. Poison, you'd probably be around Survivor.
Or
a combination of Ariados. And note.
Watercolorless, it does more damage if they're poisoned. Toxapex. This would be a good one for the baby Toxapex.
You also notice it doesn't say that you can't stack it. So you can have one that poisons, one that burns, one confuses.
Okay, that's just nasty.
On a coin flip.
That's just nasty. And then
you have either Grimer or something that hit for numbers in the active. Parasect.
That is just dirty. Yeah, I love it.
Parasect, you got Viper, you got Infinite for an auto burn, and that adds burn damage when they're burned. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think condition wars are about to really become a thing.
Okay, so we were talking that the condition wars were going to be a thing. What, like 2-3 sets ago, and they really didn't take off.
This just took it to a whole new level. This set, has brought it back to the mainstream, not just a whisper, actually abilities that play around the idea.
Yeah, so...
And you get to choose how bad you want to, burn your opponent.
Yeah, so this actually might see a lot of play, especially with either poison, burn, asleep, or confused.
Especially when you got a Gloom that you can literally force stuff like Lele and Dedenne and other cards like that to the bench where they don't get access to it upon a heads as well.
Wait, hold on.
We'll put one basic Pokemon you find there to their opponent's bench.
And it wouldn't trigger the effects because of the fact that
they would have to have it on their turn, which means they don't have the option to.
Nice.
Once during their turn, you force Lele, you force Dedenne, you force stuff that come into play. Marshadow, you just force their Marshadow on the bench. They don't get the ability.
That is nice.
So a little bit of disruption with Gloom, and it does not specify it has to be active to do it.
That is
per Gloom.
Or even then, if you're running a deck a lot like, what is it? You have fewer cards in hand, or if you have fewer Pokemon than your opponent. What was it?
Omastar?
No, not Omastar.
Tyrantrum.
Tyrantrum. That if you have fewer Pokemon, it does more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be a good one to use to make sure that they have plenty of Pokemon, so that
I think between Gloom and Vileplume, this could be actually a really solid stall/control deck, and you're just burning them alive.
Yeah, so
because why not? Because Vileplume doesn't care.
I'm definitely liking that. Okay, so it's looking good so far.
Baby Venomoth.
Okay. So let's see. Venomoth, Grass, 90 HP for stage 1. It could be better, but
You can only use this tag if your opponent's active is affected by a special condition, which, with how many options you have with Koga in the same set,
Vileplume.
you can snipe something on the bench for 90.
Wait, you use this only if your opponent's active is
They're weekend,
effective.
so you can snipe across.
That is
How many Pokemon
dirty.
you know can just snipe for 90 for colorless energy? All they have to do is be poisoned.
Well, you got the
Especially with
hit.
Koga coming in the same set.
Well, you got the Hitmon or the Hitmonlee, which can do do damage
on
that
top,
way.
Him on top as long as Hitmonlee's attacked the turn before
Okay.
of the special combo attack.
Okay,
So
but yeah, that's actually really good. And then 30 and they're poisoned.
I don't think you're gonna be using this much.
No.
It's an assassin fight with Koga. You could just go, poison confused with your Parasix on the bench. They're taking damage while you're sniping someone on the bench.
Even then, you've got Poison Barb. You've got.
I can see a really nifty Venomoth, Parasect, and Seviper list on its way out, with Koga being the centerfold of the deck.
just bugs all around. I like it.
Because why not?
All right, so obviously now we've got a tag team to look at.
Unfortunately, this thing just won a tournament in Japan recently.
Oh, of course it did.
Because it's Charizard. Everyone wants to play with Charizard.
Yep, except so let's see. We've got a
So apparently 270 is a lot harder to one-shot when your only weakness is water, and the only good weakness Pokemon is what, Kyurem, and
Yeah.
is there any real water tag teams yet? No?
There's
Wailord.
Magikarp Wailord.
Well, you still need 5 energy for it.
But even then, like Blastoise, you can get it. Probably Gyarados, you can get it.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I didn't see yet. The ability, the GX Blastoise yet.
All right, so let's see what this Charizard Reshiram can do. It's a 270 HP basic tag
With a
team.
massive outrage attack.
Fire and a colorless, 30 damage, 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Very nice. I can see where they're going with that. 3 fire and a colorless, Flare Strike, 230. Can't use Flare Strike during your next turn. Okay.
What Charizard card don't you know hitting that absurd in numbers just because you can?
Yep. And now for three fire plus, Double Blaze GX, 200 damage. And there's at least 3 extra fire energy attached to it in
It does
addition to the
100 more
cost.
damage and it has Shred. And it carries Shred upon having 6 energy.
Energy, Kiawe, next turn energy.
Next turn you can just go, Welder.
Wait, Welder?
Welder? It's in the bottom set. You'll find out.
All right.
Arcanine.
Ooh, we got an Arcanine. Let's see. 140 HP, stage 1, which is good. 3 fire, Grand Flame, 120. Attach 2 fire energy from your discard to one of your bench. I like
Not
that.
bad, especially with the particular support in this set that's going to help accelerate that.
Well, even just Kiawe, that's going to help
You
it a
only
lot.
need Kiawe. I think Kiawe is more or less for Reshiram only at this point.
Well, all right then. And then 4 fire energy, Heat Tackle, 190. It does 50 to itself. That's
But-
still not bad.
it-
Very playable, very usable.
And what's back to Reshiram? What's funny about Reshiram is that its first attack pretty much forced your opponent to have to one-shot it or not hit it. Because no matter how much damage they do, they had to be able to hit 270 turn 2. Turn 1, turn 2. Tell me a Pokemon that can do that.
I think Gyarados, but that's literally just running.
Gyarados, and it has to hit
Yeah.
at least 3 energy
Well,
in the top deck at the beginning of the game. And they
I
still
would
have to be able to evolve.
I was gonna say Gyarados, but only if you run Gyarados like Guzzlord, where it's just 4/4 Gyarados, water energy.
But the thing is, you also run into the fact if you're starting Magikarp, you're in range of outrage already. Being a
True.
certain support in the set, it wouldn't be hard to guarantee the knockouts, especially with Flint already in format. Fiery Flint.
Yeah.
Let's just say Fiery Flint helps a lot with Reshiram Charger.
Well, gee, I wonder why. So it looks like we got another Darmanitan.
Which I think is better than the current one we already have.
Really? All right, so it's 130 HP, stage 1. 1 fire energy, Darmanitan. Find Wirefire. Search your deck for 3 fire energy cards, reveal them, and put them to your hand. Yeah, you get to search for the energy instead of just attaching them.
Where the first hand you needed Fiery Flint just to be able to attach 3 of them from your hand just have it knocked out.
That's true. And
Which-
then
Now your opponent has to judge it away or Marsh Shadow.
yeah. And then 2 fire, Flare Blitz for 110, discard all fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Definitely
And
not
with
bad.
And with Welder in this set, you can instantly get it powered up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And all you did is put the energy in your hand. But why am I doing this over like Lady and then or Flint and then just using Welder?
True. I will admit I do like the other one because of the fact you can just attach them to your Pokemon instead of looking for them.
But the
But-
other one, you had to have them in hand, which means they're already a risk of now your opponent has the option of Guzma targets.
So yeah, it's
And chances are you're going to throw them on, a lot of them on the Pokemon, assuming Darmanitan's knocked out. You're going to put them all on the other Pokemon,
yeah. All right, so we got a Fire Volcanion again.
which is basically energy spinner for fire.
All right, 120 HP basic, 1 fire energy. Search your deck for a fire energy card, reveal it, attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. If you're the player going second on your first turn, search for 3 fire and attach it to your Pokemon any way you like.
They're
So-
getting a boon for people who have to go second because they're already behind.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a way to get more stuff out.
And then 2 fire, heat blow, or high heat blow, 50 damage. If you have 4 more energy attached to your Pokemon in play, does 60 more damage. So
100 damage for
110.
110 for 2 fire, and you got them all from the deck.
this might be a good tech for like Blacephalon.
I mean,
it's not necessary.
the only issue would be its hit point range, but otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
if it had 130, it would be a solid play in every fire deck from here this point out. Especially when you're accelerating from the deck, even if it's 1 energy at a time, it's still 1 energy that's out of the deck and not being drawn into. That you can use for you can draw into like a Cynthia or Lily instead of the energy when you wanted the Cynthia.
Although this might also be a key to get Turtonator to work, because this is one that
There's something in this set.
something better.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll be seen play in it, and I feel sorry for the people that have to play if Ninja Boy gets reprinted. It will never be reprinted at this point, other than maybe a Prism Star.
Oh no.
Ninja Boy right now is absurdly powerful, especially in Marsh Shadow and other stuff like let's say that Volcanion are playing around.
Yeah, Volcanion might be making a comeback. All right, so now we got another Incineroar. So let's see, we got a Litten, Cat Day, draw a card. They're not asleep. By Fire Fang for 20. Okay, so
Utility.
utility.
But
Let's
Incineroar.
see what the Incineroar does. It's 160 HP, stage 2, which is really good. Strong.
Which is about the norm for.
Now, ability is Strong Veil. Your opponent's attacks do 30.
Your
Pokemon's attacks do 30 more
damage.
damage. Your opponent's active.
But
You can't use more than one. Okay.
You cannot use more than one of this ability because that would be just an Incineroar clan deck. And
Yeah.
you're hitting for
30, 60, 90, 120.
You would hit for a 210 per. Assuming the ability was open for all Pokemon, Incineroar would be able to attack for 210 up for 2 energy, shy of once priced.
And then Fire Colorless, Flamethrower for 90, discarded energy. I don't know.
This will probably see play a lot of decks that can run the Meganium or Incineroar already. Remember that Incineroar GX that just came out?
Yeah.
You can do 160 now. Plus choice band, you put up 190. The only
Okay.
problem before with the Incineroar, it just wasn't hitting the numbers yet. That a lot of dark Pokemon can't.
Yeah,
So-
I could definitely agree with that. That Incineroar is not bad. It's just a matter of like how much play it's going to see.
You'll see play.
Uh,
It will be attack in a lot of decks. Because it's any Pokemon that gets 30 more damage, not just fire, not just Incineroar. Any of your Pokemon attacks.
Very nice.
Basic, doesn't have to, it could be basic, evolved, whatever.
All right, so we
Another
got
Salazzle.
we got a Salazzle, discarded grass energy from your opponent's active. Not bad.
The Salazzle will see play. Which land we don't know yet.
All right, so Salazzle, 100 HP, stage 1. It could be a little higher, but let's see what it does. Roast Reveal. Once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy card. If you do, draw 3 cards.
This will see play in any deck that runs fire. At least a 1/1 of, because Ditto's a thing,
Well,
and it's a slower version of
even,
it's a slower
Yeah.
version of Zebstrika, but it's fire based, and you're already going to be
it's
using
Heat Factory.
yes
Like,
as an ability, and you still have your Heat Factory over for the turn. and it's not limited to just one. You can stack it.
So you essentially could just
You can
burn
discard
three.
4. You can discard 4, draw 12, because you can.
That's not bad. And then a fire and a colorless combustion for 60.
You're gonna be using it for the ability.
Yeah.
9 fire decks. You're gonna be using this or Ninetales as your alt draw or Lysander.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So I mean, Lysanders are insanely powerful.
Yep. So now we got a baby Blacephalon. It's 120 HP
So
basic.
apparently, this just did some very good success in Japan recently.
Well, let's see what it does. 1 fire energy, Brazier, 10 damage. Flip over one of your face down prize cards. If that energy is card is a fire energy, it does 50 more damage.
And then that card remains face up for the rest of the game. So now you know what it is, regardless what it is,
So
regardless if it's fire or not.
Yeah, so that's not bad. And then 3 fire, Fireball Circus, 50 damage. Discard any number of fire energy cards from your hand.
Oh, it is.
It does 50 damage for each card discarded this way.
So it is Doug Trio.
So it's a Lola Duck Trio, but fire.
But 3 of it has to be on Blacephalon.
Kiawe and apparently Welder will assist
Catch,
with this.
Welder.
Yeah. So
Not to mention it's a basic, so you can use this on a fighting type as well.
So yeah, and even then
You can use this with Marshadow. You can use this with.
But
We see fire becoming a.
Blacephalon has just gotten stronger. Hell, even just putting this in Blacephalon to have 4 GX for this.
I think this one's better. You know why? What happens with Blacephalon GX's energy?
It goes into the lost zone.
This
just goes back into the deck. Recycle. You pretty much run this with Rabombi, with
or use it with that
Volcanion.
Just pull the energy out of the deck. You're just trying to rush all the energy out of the deck.
Yeah, and then to get it into your hand, Lady, Fisherman, Fiery Torch, or not Fiery Torch.
I wouldn't be surprised that Slazzle
Flint.
see us playing it.
Yeah.
Just to draw into the deck and then make sure all energy is fire. So all you're drawing is fire.
So if this does not become meta, we're probably going to run it because, I love this deck.
If it's winning in Japan, it's meta.
Yeah.
Because it's only a matter of when, because we don't have it yet, but if it does well in Japan, people will try it here.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to do well in Japan.
And Lost March did really well in Japan, and with Nuzzle being a thing now, Imoga, it gave it a few more Pokemon to throw into the Lost Zone.
I
still think Blacephalon's going to be another Lost March type deck. Now,
I see this as being like a budget. You want to run Blacephalon, but you don't have the money for the GX. This might
use
be
the Blacephalon GX to put it on the field after Naganale as like a backup.
Mm-hmm.
But you use this to lead. Because the Naganale, you only need the Welder for the Blacephalon, and then you load up Naganales to blow up.
Okay, I honestly see that. I see this as I want to run Blacephalon, but I don't have the money for the GX. Running this instead.
That's an uncommon.
It's an uncommon.
You, unless it means it can't see ultra rare, so that's uncommon.
That is cool.
Uncommon.
It really could be a budget deck. All right, so polys are back.
Poliwrath's funny.
It is. All right, so Poliwhirl will run around, use the ability. If you go second, go first. Once you're on your turn, relieve your opponent's active confused. Definitely
For
not
50
bad.
hit points, it's until the Marrow gets printed that will be an issue, but until then.
Poliwag. For 1 colorless energy, call for family. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. You can also search for a WPM or anyone from the Pokebeach team because we're your family.
Yes.
I love the fun little jokes that they throw in.
I think that Poliwag will probably see more play than the ones we have, and it's a reprint of an art, by the way.
I want to say gold and silver era.
Probably. It's one of those from. I think it's from the ones from when Politoed was first a thing.
It's possible. You know what?
We'll have the editor double check the art.
Yeah, double check the art and drop it in.
I know
over
it's
there.
a reprint art. We just don't know what set.
All right.
Poliwhirl's just there because it needs evolved to Poliwrath.
All right, and then Poliwrath. So Poliwrath is a 150 HP stage 2, double colorless energy, knuckle pinch for 50.
For a Pokemon that's very hard to one shot the VGC, why does it always have to underscore its hit points?
All right.
A little bit.
So let's
It's
see.
one of the beefiest Pokemon yet.
Yep.
The hit points don't match its beefiness.
I know. And then a Water and DCE Whirlpool Rush, 90 damage. If you have a Poliwag and Poliwhirl on your bench, it does 90 more. So 180 for 3.
So
if you have a Poliwhirl and
it's a Poliwag and Poliwhirl, or a Poliwag or Poliwhirl. That's going to be the difference. I hear translations of one or the other. It needs to be pick one. It makes a difference.
It really does. But
honestly, though,
is Toad still in format?
Did anybody remember a particular Politoad in format in Guardians Rising that can bring out a Poliwrath, Poliwhirl, and Poliwag in one turn?
That's
for water energy.
That's literally the exact card I'm just thinking of and wondering if it's still in format. So polys are a thing.
Them and you're like, cool. You can actually just roll it along, just like, oh, Politoad, bring them all out. Here's a Poliwrath. Here's a Poliwrath. Here's a Poliwhirl.
Isn't that an ability? No, that's not an ability. I'm getting it confused with the other one.
We're calling the deck Leapfrog. Nobody steal it.
We're gonna build this deck. Like I don't really see anybody.
Leapfrog built.
Leapfrog is built.
We had to wait till May to run it, but still.
I don't care. I just don't see anyone running this deck. Like I don't see it being that effective. But
we'll make it effective, if not at least.
Oh, funny. We will. So we're definitely gonna run that.
Leapfrog will be a thing.
All right, so we now have a Dugong to look at. 120 HP, stage 1. Double colorless energy. Tail Whap for 60. Not bad.
Okay.
Could be better. And then 3 colorless. Dual Blizzard. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 60 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon.
With a certain scramble energy in this deck, in this set, you know the 3 colorless energy?
Wait, what?
And it's near the bottom, but
okay. So when
you can do this in a single energy attachment and discarding 2 energy. So you choose the 2 energy on the scramble energy to snipe for 2 targets for 60.
That's not bad.
And you don't waste. You waste your energy attachment, but you don't waste it sitting on something like Dugong.
But even then, you also have there's even Blastoise in format, so you can just Blastoise 2 energy on there and then just attack that way.
I mean, he got the knocking out Quagsire. You just keep milling off the 2 energy, keep sniping things out. I mean, Quagsire sees who is it? Ninetales is saw playing, Kyurem is seeing playing, so it's knocking out Quagsire has allowed Kingdra and other decks to actually function at a rate that's necessary.
Could make that work. All right, so next up we've got a Kingler
for the first time in.
And definitely a long time.
Is it first time in Sun and Moon? And I think the only other one was in like Plasma Phantom Forces. I think Phantom Forces was the last one.
Are you sure? Because I thought
if there was one, it might have been Generations or Evolutions. If a reprint was.
Editor, here's another one for you. See if there was
last time a Kingler was printed.
Yeah,
I think it's been at least 3 years.
We'll definitely find out.
Certain on Generations or Evolutions being the filler.
All right, so it's 130 HP, stage 1. It's Kingler. A Water and DCE, Bubble Beam for 80. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. Very nice.
If we get in the pre-release, I can see it being a pre-release king, but.
And then a Water and 3 colorless Massive Wren for 130.
At least it hits the 130 mark.
It does hit the 130. I just don't like the fact that it's a 4 in order to get there.
Well, a Scramble Energy could be useful, but are you going to use your Scramble Energy on a Kingler? To do 130 on one-shotting Buzzwole?
Yeah,
Baby Buzz or Naganadel or...
There's definitely going to be far better...
unless you want to make a Misty deck with Kingler and Dugong and a few others.
Yeah.
Force the idea.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's see what's next. We've got a Stunfisk.
Okay, Stunfisk is going to be...
All right, so it's 110 HP basic, which isn't bad. 1 colorless, Lightning Strike for 30, does 10 to one of your benched. Not bad. And then 2 colorless, Zap Trap, 30 damage times 30 damage for each of your Pokemon that has damage counter.
But only counts 1 damage counter for Tauros.
Oh, God.
Well, you have a Gyarados from, what is it? Dragon Majesty, where it throws 2 damage cards across your bench.
Oh, God. So, the max you could be doing is 30, 60, 90, 180.
On its own guts. That's assuming it has a damage card also.
180 for
Being it's
DCE.
electric type, which means you have access to electric power. You have access to Aether Paradise, which means you're a basic. Not to mention you're also basic, which means you have access to Running Marsh Outage, which means you have a fighting type. So you have electric and fighting. And for insurance purposes, you can also run, say, Driftbloom as to heal.
Or,
And it can hit up for 240 on its own. Just
I have this is going to see a lot of play.
It's already being hyped as another basic Lost March deck, but this can hit the numbers, but we're not seeing. And well, this will be this will be pairing up with 2 other cards in this set for another Lost March type deck. Whether it's going to see the same amount of play, we don't know.
Either way, this is going to be a strong tech, at least a 1 of in most decks. Just because DCE 30 times damage.
You're hitting 180. You're hitting
180, yeah.
So your average is going to be 120 regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to get the Spirit Tomb that's in the same set that's going to be adding damage.
Of course.
To themselves.
All right, so next up we have Muck and Muck. Muck and Alolan Muck GX.
This just looks like a gangster pose.
That's a very gangster pose.
Selfie.
Yeah, they're about to ready to drop a hot sick mixtape right now.
Muck's taking the selfie.
All right, so
change my mind. Where's the arm?
No, they're just getting ready to drop a mixtape right now.
Where's the arm for the selfie?
We'll find out. All right,
or Sightseer taking the photo.
Let's see if this is actually worth it. Psychic DCE, bad poison. Your opponent's active is now poisoned. Put 8 damage counters instead of 1 on that in between turns.
It's a basic Pokemon that you can splash into, say, Malamar, and get going turn 2.
Yeah.
Assuming the Malamars are lining up for you.
That is very, very good.
And Guzma something with a high retreat, you just Guzma something like Venusaur and lock him the active with high poison rate.
It's poison and 3 colorless. Poison Lick 120. Your opponent's active is poisoned. Heal 100 from this Pokemon.
120 heal 100.
That's good. This gives it survivability.
And not to mention, you have a 4 retreat cost with 270 hit points at your back.
All right, so now let's see what the GX does.
You're not playing Aether Paradise. You're not playing Alter the Moon with this deck.
Oh,
because
no.
You don't want to. If you're playing Muscle Pack.
If he's out, he's out. Let's see. No energy plus Sticky Mix GX. Your opponent's active is now poisoned and paralyzed. If this Pokemon has 4 or more energy attached, put 15 damage counters on it instead of 1 in between turns.
So 15? Not only they're paralyzed, they're now poison taking 15. So if it's attack team, they had to have a Guzma switch, otherwise they're dead. Coming back into your turn.
That is ridiculous.
Being that they're also paralyzed, they can't heal.
Oh,
Unless Venusaur is probably the only one that probably could, because you have that wonderful life force. But the thing is, now you got to use Lycia to go find it. Guarantee or an Acerola.
Okay, if no one in Japan is running this list, then they need to get off of whatever they're on and run this.
It just won a tournament.
I can see why.
Charger won one, this won another. So.
Yeah,
apparently, according to you, Blacephalon also did one too. The baby Blacephalon.
Wow.
So some of these are actually just starting to see a lot of play.
Yes, they are.
And this is the first weekend they've been open.
God. Gotta love Japan.
And Japan got it on. Friday?
I can admit the energy.
Yeah,
I can admit the energy cost would be a bit high. But
it's a basic Pokemon with Malamar and other psychic attacks that can just move in and around like they want.
Yeah, it'll be super easy to get that up and running.
On a super budget now, you can play a Lunala and Naganadel.
All right, so
if Malamar's are out of your range.
All right, so now we got a Gengar.
You need it first, Ghastly first.
Ghastly first?
Ghastly first.
All right, so we got a Ghastly with 40 HP. Ability increase spite. When this Pokemon is knocked out, search your deck for 2 Haunter and put them on your bench.
Does it specify when?
Oh.
So, I need a ruling on this. Because as it's worded, as of right now, the only way you lose... This could be your only Pokemon in the active. The only way you lose is either you fail to search, or Sony played Muck. That shut its ability off.
Wait, if this Pokemon's knocked out...
Search your deck for 200. You're satisfying the effect of something which is active as upon knockout.
But it's considered knocked out.
So it's knocked out, but they finish in the effect searches 200.
But it would be considered knocked out before the effect takes over.
But when this Pokemon was knocked out, search your deck. So it does. So which happens first?
Was there another ruling or another card similar to this? Like, you know what I mean? Was there another card that kind of did this that we could?
I don't remember there being one with this much of a ruling. When this Pokemon was knocked out, if it's your only Pokemon, could you still search your deck for 200, satisfying the effect of the ability?
Well,
which would then put a Pokemon on your field going into the next turn.
You're the professor. Like, if this happened in a tournament, how would you rule it?
Until I know otherwise, I can see this. Just you have to fulfill the effect. Why do you have to fulfill the effect of Wish Baton? Your last Pokemon's knocked out.
That is true. You still have to resolve any
effect. To resolve the effect, you have to search your deck for 200. As of this point, the only things that can stop you from doing so is either Muck or failing to search. Why would you fail to search if it ends your game turn 1?
True.
So we need a ruling check on this one.
Yeah, definitely a ruling check on that one. Because, and how could you fail turn 1? You've watched our channel. Right?
You prize all 4 Haunters. Or you just are lazy enough to not find one, or you have all 4 of them in your hand.
I like that. So let's see if the Gengar is like any better.
I can see Gengar being a Gengar clan deck.
Ooh, I see GXEX.
With a mix of the one from Crimson Invasion.
Okay, so
you can have 200 to choose from, which both for utility and on the way they play. One needs to have damage counters already on the field, versus the other one puts damage counters on the field. So
all right, so let's see. We got 130 HP, stage 2, with an ability of you can use this ability once during your turn when you play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon. Put 6 damage counters on your opponent's GX and EX any way you like.
So they only have one, like say Lele, you get that Pokemon takes all 6.
Wait, you could use ability.
You can spread it how you want, and it's per Gengar.
So
you're assuming you line up 4 of them in a row, you knock out a Lele and a half. That's 240 damage.
Or I'm just throwing this out there. All you would have to do is do something like Meganium. Switch the Meganium Rhyperior list, the one that I like.
Yep.
Swap out the Rhyperiors, put in Gengars instead.
And then the
even the
and the Gassies would be out there just to throw out a Haunter, so you can just do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get this, would be a fun deck to keep moving.
That would be a fun deck to keep moving.
However, I think actually this one has actually the better attack of the two.
I think we're definitely going to play around with Gengar because
one benefit of Gengar is what's one other notable thing about Gengar usually free retreat. So free retreat. You can move it around as you want, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean I like that. All right. Oh, and then 3 colorless Twilight Poison 70. They're now poison and sleep.
Triple energy in this set will help pay in 1 cost.
All right.
Assuming you need that route.
So now we got a coughing and wheezing. So the wheezing
at any time between turns. So between turns, if this Pokemon's your active, put a damage counter on each of your opponent's basic Pokemon.
That's not bad.
So if they're playing,
and it has to be active at any time in between turns.
Yes, otherwise you can play 4 and they take 4 damage between turns.
At any time in between turns. That is okay. I think that's more for like there's one that can
stacking poison.
Well, there's also one that can heal. That heals Pokemon every turn.
Yeah, so I'm good. But
so they heal.
After you heal, you're gonna be left with 10 damage.
Yeah, that is not bad.
There's a reason why this isn't active. Because if it wasn't, your opponents would take 4 damage counters between turns.
All right, and then so
And that would stack up
anytime,
really, really fast, and you'd end the game within 3 to 4 turns.
and then for a DCE, we've got Scatter Sludge, 40 damage. It does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that have any damage counters on it. Which now I can see why they're doing the. That's actually going to be nasty.
So
I think we're going to run coughing.
I think Porygon Z might have found a partner just to keep everybody a basic Pokemon, judging them away to keep them out of the way from their evolutions.
That is
And
dirty. I kind of like it.
Throwing damage counters on things that have damage.
Not bad. Ooh,
I mean, you're probably running Shrine.
we got a Mewtwo.
Yeah.
All right.
Mewtwo.
120 HP basic. Ability Mind Report. When you play this card from your hand to your bench, or you may choose a supporter card in your discard pile, show it to your opponent, and put it into your deck. Or put it on top of your deck.
So, Judge Whistle, draw the 1. Play Cynthia. Play Mars. Play Giovanni.
Wait, Giovanni Scheme?
Exile.
Okay, is that in this one?
It should have to be. You know why? All the Pokemon that play around with it aren't in this set.
Well, all right then.
I should
Let's.
hope he's in this set.
And then a Psychic DCE, Psycho Shock, 70 damage. It is unaffected, so Shred.
Yes.
All right, Mew. Let's see if Mew's any good. 60 HP
Bench barrier.
basic, bench barrier, prevent all damage done to basic Pokemon. Okay, and then
down to your bench Pokemon by damage. It's Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime,
But-
and then colorless, Psycho Power, put 3 damage
Which is
counters
nice because
on your
I'm glad
opponent's
it can
Pokemon in
sit
your
on the
deck.
bench doing so, because then even Weavile can't hit it.
That is pretty cool.
Because Weavile would be an instant KO if it didn't have that ability.
Ooh, we got a Miss Magus.
Oh, by the way, Mew's going to be seeing on one of it in almost every deck. And the thing is, it's also at risk of being hit by Decidueye. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. So Miss Magus.
This Magius is going to be opening up a lot of play.
Is it? All right, so it's 110 HP, stage 1. Mysterious Message. Once during your turn before you attack, you may knock out this Pokemon. If you do, draw cards from your deck until you have 7 in hand.
So, you remember hype of a Dusk Stone coming out with there's a Dusk Stone that allows you to evolve a certain Pokemon, one of 4 Pokemon in the set.
Okay.
This is one of them.
I haven't really followed.
This is one of them.
Okay, I honestly
do
haven't
the-
followed the news in like
So-
2 weeks.
You can do this turn 1.
Okay. Wait,
So you
turn.
can start turn 1 with your opponent at a winning condition. Your opponent takes a prize.
Okay,
What does that open up?
that opens
Catcher?
a Surge.
Counter Energy, Lieutenant Surge, and is now open for discussion of being able to be used.
That
And all you
is-
did is draw 7 cards and gave your opponent a prize out of it. And you could do this turn 1
That is dirty.
with that Dust Stone. I mean, it's having one of your Dust Stone in hand would be relatively. I'm glad it's on an item because items are actually harder to get this time than supporters because you could just lay right for the Dust Stone.
That is
But
nasty.
now you would have to Valkyr for the Dust Stone, and now you can't play your Lieutenant Surge. You have to wait till your opponent's next turn ends before you can start playing your deck.
But even still, and then Psychic
People are
DCE.
actually trying to use Mismatch as a locking your opponent turn 1. Now we're talking about something that could even get crazy numbers going.
Oh,
I just hope there's
can't
more
wait.
more supporters that help get a card that has so much promise get banned and have everything unbanned because it got banned.
Yeah. And then we got Psychic Colorless, 70 damage, and they're now asleep. Okay.
It's okay. In case you missed.
Cat Day. Is there something going on with
there
the
is
cat?
something with Cat Day.
Okay, because I was like, this is the second or third one I've seen so far.
Even Meowstic has it.
Yep. All right. So Meowstic. What does Meowstic do?
Cat Day, draw
so
3 and it's sleep.
Draw 3 and
Which
there's
sleep isn't
creepy
much
cat
of,
from heck.
thing is, sleep isn't much of a hindrance anymore. Now the skateboard's seeing a lot of play, and the fact Jirachi sees a lot of play because of it puts itself to sleep. But a skateboard is really just say, oh, I can switch anytime, retreat anytime I want.
Very nice.
So
And then Psychic DCE, Perplexing Eyes, 70. Defending is now weak to Psychic until end of turn. Finally! They actually gave us some damage. They actually made it so they're weak to psychic. It actually made it better. Like, this is exactly what I was hoping they would have done, like, when they did it with the Meowstic.
Yes.
So that is really, really cool.
This would be really gimmicky, just opening up. That just opens up a lot of plays. Anything can now be one-shot of a Mimikyu, so long as Copycat's able to be used. So you can Copycat for one-shots, pretty much. Everything's weak to you now, no matter what they have.
That is ridiculous. That is dirty. I like that. All right, so next up, we're
Mr. Champ.
We're on to Champ.
Unfortunately, probably is having a hard time seeing play.
Mm-hmm.
Psychic strong.
It is very, very strong.
And Shrine of Punishment's a thing. So you can put it all the way up to 260, and it gets knocked out, and your opponent gets 3 prizes off a whim.
All right, so let's see what this does. It's 270 to 270 basic tag team.
He's big.
Fighting colorless, revenge, 30 damage. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during the last turn, it does 90 more. So 120 for 2. That's not horrible.
I think Pokemon sometimes forgets that fighting no longer has strong energy in format. But they do have Diancie.
Can you imagine this with strong energy in format?
It'd be absurd.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
That means any deck can run with, theoretically, Marshadow himself. But that's besides the point.
And then 2 fighting colorless, 100 impact, 160 damage. Okay, so
it's
solid
180
160
with Diancie.
Let's see what the GX does.
Fortunately for Machamp, there is a lot of stuff weak to him in the format.
Okay.
So that is a plus.
All right, so
but his GX attacks kind of redundant with Shrine of Punishment in format.
Well, let's see. 2 fighting colorless. Extremity of Stalwart GX. 200 damage. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, in addition to the cost, if this Pokemon would be knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during your next turn, it is not knocked out and its remaining HP begins 10.
The only issue is Shrine.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 10 hit point, Shrine knocks it out. Who cares? They get 3 prizes.
All right.
Maybe 2 if you're playing with Malamar or Shedinja, but you're not going to play Shedinja in a deck that takes 3 prizes.
No.
Not in not a cross-typing deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You're probably going to be using it for the first couple attacks, and maybe if you're up against other tag teams, that probably won't be playing Shrine.
Yeah,
but I can see Muck playing Shrine and not caring because he heals absurdly amount, and he one-shots you regardless.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those,
fighting is losing a lot of toys.
It is.
And Diancie is really the last one available.
Yeah,
well, Brooklyn Hill, but Buzzwell has access to it. So give me something that this can do that Buzzwell cannot. Note that there is a fighting stadium in this set that can help out.
But even so, I mean,
you're one-shotting some Pokemon that you can one-shot anyways.
So it's pretty much you're either doing 120 on the Revenge or 160 because you can
with a Choice Band and Dance, you're one-shotting Zoroark. Who cares? You're knocking out Zoroark, weakness or not.
Yeah.
You add in 30 more damage or knocking out Zekrom, which that's weak to you anyways. So.
Yeah, so either you're going to do 120 or 120 plus with Diancie and
Snorlax you're one-shotting. So it's not a matter of...
So yeah, you're doing 120 on Revenge or you're doing 160 plus all your modifiers. I don't see the GX attack being used. Yeah, you get to have some survivability, but that's literally if you're going against...
expanded, I can see you playing with Baby Mew. The thing is, Baby Mew has 50 hit points. Versus, I can also see this playing just with Marshadow GX alone.
Now, I was going to say, with the Marshadow
you're losing
GX...
2 prizes versus 3. But the thing is that they're playing Shrine, you're done anyways.
Yeah.
Plus, you're at more... Marshadow GX is more at risk of a lot of cards than anything else. Only the other stadium and down below is going to help it out, adding 40 more damage. But 40 more damage, you're 250, and
yeah, I mean,
which is a nice number to hit. But fighting has recently, unless you're having a 1 energy attachment, has really had a hard time showcasing themselves unless they have a really good ability to follow, like Lycanroc.
Yeah, I honestly see it.
So far, my fighting right now, Buzzwell, pick a variant, and Lycanroc. I haven't seen any other fighting really make it. And Lucario of recent play.
Yeah, but even
Has resurged play after 3-4 months.
Yeah, even so, I only see it using the first 2 attacks. I don't see it using the GX attack.
I can see it using GX if they're not playing Shrine.
If they're going against a
If
non-Shrine
they
deck.
need one more turn.
Yeah, but if they're going up against a Shrine deck, why run it? You might as well just run the first 2 attacks.
And because it says hit points are 10 instead,
Right.
even attacks like Shred and Swift won't work because the hit points become 10, not it's resisting the damage.
All right, so now we have a Diglett and Dugtrio. We got a Dugtrio that does...
Diglett's going to be your baby version of Giratina. But
Okay.
it doesn't recover itself. You had a utility.
Oh, Giovanni's in back. All right, so 50 HP. Its ability, Underground Work. If this Pokemon is discarded by the effect of Giovanni's Exile, discard the top card of your opponent's deck.
In addition to what Giovanni does.
Okay. So now I just need to know what Giovanni does. And then Hook for 10. Not
Okay.
horrible.
Dugtrio will probably see a lot of play as an things that are weak to it deck.
Yeah. So
Single Energy Attachment, Dancing can play with it, and Choice Band, you're one-shotting all the way up to Pika Realm.
wait, you can knock... Okay, hold on. What the hell does this thing do? All right, so Fighting HP...
There's a stadium play. Oh, and we haven't even talked about the stadium that's in the set that's going to basically help Fighting get back to where it's been before.
I can't wait. Okay, so 90 HP, stage 1. 1 fighting energy, home ground, 30 damage. If you have a stadium card in play, it does 60 more damage. So that's 90 for 1.
So Brooklet, Shrine, you have access to the stadium in the set. You have access
Diancie.
virtually any stadium. You have Diancie, so that's 110. At times 2, you're one-shotting Zoroark. Choice Band. You're hitting all the way up to what, 150?
300 with weakness. That's a...
Well, no, you're at 140, which is one-shotting all the way up to Snorlax. You're hitting at 280. That's not including the stadium that's in the set.
That is
You can play with
dirty.
Shrine. You can play with Brooklet Hill. You can play with Viridian Forest to grab the 1 energy, and then, or you can play this as a backup attacker in Primeape.
That is...
Actually, I might play this in Primeape just because of the 1 energy attachment versus 2.
Actually, yeah, this would be a
And I
really
could
good play with
cool.
Primeape.
Because I'd be like, oh, here's a 1 energy attachment. Here's Primeape. I smash the stadium. You don't have access to it. Plus, I hit you for plus 40 into the attack, and it gets discarded.
That is nice.
Yes,
All
you
right,
finally have a
let's
founding
see
partner.
what's next. We've got Cubone and Marowak.
Another Marowak. That's actually the regular Marowak.
All right, so we got regular Marowak. Let's see what it does. It's 100. Team Rocket's in back. Nice. So it's 110 HP,
So are we
stage
getting
1.
Team Rocket in this set?
I hope so.
Also, Team Rocket becomes a thing.
All right, 1 fighting energy, Bone Rush, 50 damage. Flip a coin 2, you get Tails. This attack does 50 for each heads. I like that. We might make it work. And then 3 colorless, Assault Boom, 70 damage. If your opponent's active has a tool card attached to it, this attack does 70 more. So
Choice Band. Any deck that runs Choice Band.
Choice Band, Wishful Baton.
Skateboard's becoming a thing because of Jirachi.
Still 140? That's...
Any tool drop deck.
That is...
Basically any metal deck, you're hitting for 70 more.
That's 140 every turn before any form of modifications. That is good.
Yes.
I'm liking this Bone Rush though. The 50 or flip 2 you get Tails. I like that. Like I might pair.
I mean, unfortunately, it probably worked better in real life, but
we'll see how it
I'm not
goes.
trying to burst this bubble, but our luck on the channel isn't exactly in coin flips, unless we.
Ooh, Cubone.
Cubone art.
One, and he doesn't look. It's not a depressing photo. Like I think this is the first time that they showed it.
Doesn't have a depressing look.
He actually looks like a fighter. He doesn't.
That and the 70 hit point one that has Leer, but the thing is, it's walking.
Yeah. 1 colorless, focus energy during your next turn. Beats attack base strength is 80, and then beat for 80 for 1. That's not horrible. All right. So what's? Yes. Okay.
Rhyperior has returned.
Shut up. I gotta see what this does. All right, Rhyhorn, 80 HP. All right, give me a drink. I'm so happy. I don't even care. I'm so happy.
So you get a choice between 3 Rhyhorns. These 2, and the one that currently exists, but I believe it's just a reprint of the 90 hit point one.
Well, let's see. 80 HP, base save, push down, 20 damage, switch one to the bench, okay?
That could be fun with
That
that could be fun. That could be fun with Diancie in that fighting stadium.
I want
Beautiful art.
This is my new playmat.
Yes.
Like I'm. You know what?
That'd be a good spot for Rhyperior and a good spot for Rhydon.
This by itself.
Oh no! Then you had to blow it out and have Giovanni stand above him. I mean, of all the people, what were Giovanni's two main?
Look at the tears! Look at my happiness! I'm so happy.
What were Giovanni's two signature Pokemon? Nidoking and
Rhydon.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That means if you're gonna get a playmat, you have to have the trio with Giovanni standing over the top of him. Like in the background, like in a battle sense.
I get it, but just that by itself is beautiful to me. Like, I mean, come on, Rhyhorn's my boy. He's been my boy since Gen 1. Let's do it. All right, off track. So double colorless, horn attack for 30, very nice. Fighting
I think
three
we're gonna be
colorless.
using this one just because of artwork, anyways.
Yeah, plus 90 HP. Fighting 3 colorless, boulder crash 80. I like that. Okay, Rhydon. 110 HP.
Probably gonna be the brute of the three, just because it has the best attack.
DCE, dirty
overall.
work. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If you play Giovanni's exile from your hand during this turn, discard the top 5
instead of 1.
Mill's back. Yes.
Right period that does it.
All right, this deck's built. Like, I don't care. This #1 card in set. I'm building this deck. You will see it on the channel day 1.
I would not expect anything less from Steven.
And then, so yeah, discard 5 if you play Giovanni's exile.
And we already have a deck in progress.
And he's even right there.
Giovanni.
And then horn attack for 90. I don't care.
Okay, Steve is, if he's not Rhyhorn Trainer Steve, he's the son of Giovanni.
It's damn right. Rhyperior, fighting DCE, massive cannon, 90 damage. If your opponent is active as a basic Pokemon, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn.
That's any tag team. That's basically any Pokemon right now that's currently ruling the format.
So that's Blacephalon, that's Zapdos.
The only decks that are still functioning are the ones that run around Ninetales or Zoroark. Everything, or an Evolution. The rest of them are some kind of basic Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that
or
is...
Meganium Engine.
Yeah.
Those are really the decks that are playing right now. Oh, Lost March, but that's a rogue deck of its own.
But still, 90 and...
So, Pikarom can't fight. Blaziken can't fight.
Well, wait, hold on. 90, 180...
If it's a basic Pokemon...
Hold on. You could 110, that's 220.
You're one-shotting a Zoroark.
Yeah.
With Diancie, you're one-shotting a Zoroark. But if the thing is only the effects on the defending...
Hold on. Choice band would be 120, 30, 40.
If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it does not matter if it's that one or not. It just says if the opponent's active is a basic Pokemon.
It can attack. So, yeah.
If your opponent's active Pokemon.
Yeah. So, even if they...
So it's like Kukui effect, where the next hit you do is...
Yeah, now let's actually bear in mind, Escape Rope is still in format, Guzma is still in format, Escape Board is still in format.
Would you rather use a Guzma or Cynthia? Or Kukui or...
We would rather use like a Cynthia or something, but they'll probably use like a Kukui or a
if
Guzma.
you're using it to fish out Guzma. Especially when you have 170 hit points behind your back, plus you have 4 retreat costs.
And then fighting 3 colorless, break ground.
Did you remember, you had 4 retreat costs.
Buff pads!
You have a 220 hit point beefcake that just can't go down.
Wait, Rhydon's got... Oh!
So the 160
160
hit points. And then Rhyperior's up to 220. You know who also shares a hit point range of 220? Mel, GX. I mean care. GX range.
I am so happy.
You're at stage 2 tag team. You're at stage 2 GX range of hit points on a stage 2 regular Pokemon.
This is beautiful.
Because Rhyperior is king.
There's Brock's training, the one that allows you to...
training, yeah. I'm waiting if it's actually in the set or if it's part of a mini set.
Oh.
We need that card because we can get Rhyperior go on turn 1 or Rhydon immediately.
This deck is built like day 1.
Not
like
if Brock is in this set, you can attach a double colorless to right on, and then still attach an energy for turn to right period.
Yay!
Just
Thank you.
remember that card.
Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Remember that card. It was a Geodude. It was I believe it was Geodude, Graveler, Onyx, Sudowoodo, and then the Rhyhorn and Rhydon.
Okay, out of the arts, I really love this one, so I might end up using it, or this one would be my playmat.
Actually,
just because it's Giovanni.
I think we found your backdrop.
Yeah.
Rhyhorn. That's your play, and Rhydon's your playmat.
Yes, he is.
It's basically Rhydon with Giovanni or Rhyhorn as probably the best picture of it in existence.
Question, can you get custom sleeves?
Not to mention, look at his retreat cost too. So we will probably not be playing the 2 retreat costs as much as attack is probably overall best of the 2.
Oh, no.
The artwork wins.
Artwork wins.
Artwork wins, and it carries a 4 retreat cost. So you have 140 hit point basic Pokemon.
Yeah, I am so happy.
Okay, not only to be happy about, the babies are back.
Babies are back?
Tyrogue,
60 HP.
and they all work from the bench, or they can all work from the bench.
All right, 60 HP basic. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Either way, your turn ends now.
So, I didn't note that these will probably be played in stall decks, mostly because all the effects end your turn. So upon heads or tails, your turn ends.
Do they all have the same?
It's a coin flip for their effect. They're basically the ones they had in Heart Gold, Soul Silver era. The coin flip ability.
Okay. We might run a baby deck.
The thing is, they're all basic Pokemon, and they should have been like ancient traits to them, or had the ancient trait on them where they can evolve.
That would be cool.
I'm waiting for that mechanic to come back, because in the Diamond Pearl era, they actually had stuff evolve from that made a stronger effect on the card that was not normally there.
Yeah.
Whereas Mr. Mime blocked up to 2 and then adjusted damage, and then with Mr. Mime Jr. was under for its all effects as well.
That's right. I forgot they did that.
Budu under Roserade had a better effect alone than it did just Roserade alone.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That mechanic, I want to come back because it gives you a reason to use it.
Lando's back.
However, the only way Baby Evolution is going to work if it's like an ancient trait. Like, it's on the card, it cannot be shut off by, say, Muck, or something that shuts off basic Pokemon abilities.
Well, even then,
unless we don't know about rotation yet, but Muck has, at this point, a couple months left to play.
Okay, so
I can see these taken off.
So now let's
era,
see if they
they reprint Muck.
Did they reprint, or did they do like the Cleffa and the Igglybuff? Okay, so now if you go
not Igglybuff,
Happiny. Okay,
they don't have Igglybuff yet.
So now if you go into the basic, are they still basics or are they now at stage 1?
They're basics.
They're still basics.
But these don't evolve yet, unfortunately.
Wait,
they don't evolve because they're basic Pokemon, and so are their evolutions.
All right.
But we need that ability to come back.
Yeah. All right. So now we got a Lando. It might come back with the whole Sword and Shield thing. All right, 120 HP basic.
Lando Charizard.
All right. So for fighting energy, linear attack, 30 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Not bad.
Actually, I can see this seeing a little bit of play in decks that need to have a lot of energy on field. Does it have this keep attack? That has Brock to work with it. This does not.
True. And then fire colorless or fighting colorless. Power Cyclone 60, moving energy from this to one of your matched.
With all the toys for fighting, we have the stadium in this set, plus you got Diancie. You're hitting a minimum 80.
So this is Sceptile.
We have 80 plus choice span. You can basically one-shot a Zoroark and move energy.
Not bad.
Its hit point range being in range of, it's Nemesis, Zoroark. The fighting's Nemesis, Zoroark. They're the one thing it's actually good against, and, they can trade one-shots.
Ooh, that's some pretty cool art.
I will try to play the crab though.
The crab. All right. So what does the crab do? It's 140.
You remember the Lucario from Fates Cloud, right? It's 30 plus 60 times.
If it came into play this turn?
Fewer Pokemon. Number of fewer Pokemon. But
pair that with the search or look at your opponent's hand to play one.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So double colorless, fighting alone, 30 damage. If you have fewer Pokemon to play than your opponent, 60 more damage to each. Wait, this attack does 60 more damage for each Pokemon fewer you have.
So for a double colorless versus steel and a fight colorless.
You could wait. How many Pokemon? I know there was a Giratina. No, not Giratina. There was a Dusknoir that allowed you to play Pokemon from their opponent's hand. We now have one in here.
However, just know with stuff like this, you won't want to. You'll probably have Diancie, and you'll probably have a backup because
a backup Crawl Brawler.
So you'll have 3 Pokemon in play. So it means you're hitting 210, up to 210, plus Diancie.
That is nice.
Thing is, you had to make sure your opponent's always. You could probably try to play those almost star too, but thing is, that's a little bit. You're starting to get into the gimmicky / awkward territory.
Well, now
you're not having to add Pokemon to the field that might see bench sitters, and you don't want too many bench sitters.
Although, if you really think about it, you could use this as a you run a traditional fighting deck, and you just run maybe a 2 or 3 of these.
Running Confagus or Giratina.
That way, they play, and then as they start knocking out Pokemon, you just come out with this and just hit.
4248, the DC is a thing. But
yeah.
The thing is, you're where you're going to be trying to hit it with is like Garchomp. You're going to want to hit things for like 2 prizers.
Mm-hmm.
Or higher to guarantee one shot, so that you can guarantee your prize trades. Because you're going to be basically what you're going to do. You're going to have one crab that attacks, one that's waiting to come up. Then you're going to basically be replacing the one that's on the bench again. You're going to keep the rest of it open for utility, and you want to this is a deck for Giovanni's Exile, where you had to get rid of your bench just to keep the deck moving.
That's actually not...
Otherwise, you're basically struggling to hit numbers.
Okay, now I need to see what this Giovanni's Exile does, but I don't want to spoil it right now. All right, so now we've got a Honchkrow GX.
Finally, a good dark type that's not Zoroark.
Right.
And you can go turn 1.
All right, so it's a 210 stage 1. Ability, Ruler of the Night.
Okay.
As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any Pokemon tools, special energy, or stadium cards from their hand next turn.
Wheel as an ability as long as it's active.
Nice!
I will note again, Duststone will be seeing a 4 of play in every deck that plays this from now on. And not only is it a dark type, it's also could be a direct counter to Zoroark.
Oh,
a better Zoroark.
That is just dirty.
And actually, sad part is I can see it being played with Zoroark and or Ninetales.
That is just dirty.
Or even Jirachi.
And then Dark and DCE, Featherstorm, 90 damage.
30
this
to
attack
2
does
GX,
30
EX
to 2 EX.
At this point, it'll probably be GXs unless you're playing Expanded, so...
But no one cares about Expanded. And then DCE, Unfair, GX, your opponent reveals their hand, discard 2 cards from it. That's not bad. Could have definitely used that in Pangoro.
This is already being hyped about. So
gee, I wonder why.
So Duststone,
okay,
DC, Judge, discard 2 cards, and you get to choose what you discard.
That is dirty.
So you just destroyed their Cynthia, being that you're going to go second because you want to be able to attack. They just set up and probably held on to Cynthia. Or say Lele, pitch it.
That is
and
dirty.
You get to choose. And they can't play tools, special entry, or stadiums. Name a deck that doesn't play any of those. None. Not to mention the fact they can't play stadiums means your black market, unless it can knock out Honchkrow, is safe. Unless they can use an attack to do it, which means most attacks use a DC anyways.
That is dirty. I love
Honchkrow
it.
is going to be absurd. I think Zork's in for a competition of the best dark type now. That's actually a dark type, not just an imitation of a dark type.
We'll have to see how it goes, because you could start slowing them down.
That Ninetales is I will hashtag right now be the best deck in format. Shy of tag teams. If it weren't for Zekrom and I would say Zapdos, but Zapdos doesn't hit for weakness. But I would say that Honchkrow
Yeah, I could easily
will be
see it.
It'll be a best deck in format, bar none. I mean, Judge is a thing, so is Marshadow.
Yeah.
And it still says your supporter, so you don't judge yourself down to 4 cards also.
That is true.
Not to mention, you could also use Miss Magius to open up Lieutenant Surge for the next turn. On top of the fact you just screwed your opponent down to 2 cards. And you were able to get rid of any possible chance of Cynthia. You just discarded Ultra Ball, discarded Lele, discarded Cynthia, or you know what?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this? Not to mention,
Lieutenant Surge.
if you go turn 1, you're using an ability, your GX attack pretty much as soon as you can. You have a hollow ability.
That is
That means
dirty.
you have Cynthia +1 for the rest of the game too.
That is dirty. All right, now we.
And Hollow needs to see some play. There's a lot of GX attacks utilized out there now.
I definitely think Hollow's going to see play with that Honchkrow. If not, they're dumber than we are.
Spirit Tube.
All right,
Well,
so
I found a replacement of Mad Bull in my Marshadow box deck.
all right, so 60
This will
HP
be going in
basic.
Marshadow.
Once during your turn, you may put 1 damage counter on this Pokemon. Wait, that's it?
For
Dark, Anguish Scream, 10 damage plus 30 more for each dip. Okay,
Okay.
sold.
So Marshadow.
Oh, God.
I just replaced Tauros in that deck that I have in that deck with something with a single energy attachment. And I use rainbows anyways. Have fun. Not to mention, did I? You remember the? You remember the Stunfisk in this set, right? With Spiritomb, we have an actual basic baby deck that can be played for basic dark-based energy and special energy.
You know, I am so glad you're on my side because I would hate you in this block.
You got Stunfisk. We got Spiritomb. You were a Victini in the what is it? Lost Thunder or whatever, where you can attach for 20 times basic Pokemon on your bench plus 20.
No, you're thinking. Oh yeah, that's right. The non-Prism Star. I was gonna say, wait, you're
the
thinking of the
non-Prism
Prism
Star
Star.
Victini that's not coin flip.
Oh.
So you got 120 base fire attack. You got Marshadow that can be like the pinnacle between it. You got Spiritomb that can add damage counters to the field per Spiritomb. So theoretically, the Stunfisk can open up a 120 base attack, not even including electro powers or anything, or choice bands. And it's being that it's also a electric type means it has access to Aether Paradise, which means you just take 30 less damage, which means you have 140 hit points versus 110.
There are many evil things in this world. As of right now, I think that tops the list.
So I just basically built a baby deck, basically from scratch.
Also, we call it. They're coming back out with another Crocodile.
It's funny. Or interesting.
All right, so 150 HP, stage 2.
Why not a 4 retreat cost?
I know. All right, so 3 colorless, Gobble Gobble Panic. I just love the name already. 50 damage. This attack does 50 damage for each energy on the opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost.
Done?
Done with
Dog Trio, Absol,
both.
I mean, if we have room, we can just throw in a certain Sharpedo from base set that does the same attack for 60 plus 20 or 30 times, and it has free retreat.
I think it was 60 plus 20.
60 plus 20, so it's free, and it has a free retreat.
Editor, you know what to do.
And it has a rough skin ability, so adds more damage counters to the field, which is almost always a plus.
Yeah, and then dark, 3 colorless, crunch for 100, discard discard an energy.
Maybe not
It's
bad.
good, but it could be better.
With a triple colorless energy, it won't be impossible, but
There's a triple.
Yes,
Okay, let's see where this goes. So we got a Jigglypuff with wearing a comfy,
hat, or at least the guts of one.
wearing a comfy hat.
That's okay. That's very metal.
That-
Metal. Jump. Jigglypuff is
very metal.
Jigglypuff is wearing the hat of its victim.
All right, DCE, ball roll, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 20 damage for times the number of heads. It's not bad.
If only I carried the ability of Pikumuku.
And now Wigglytuff. I've always loved this art. Like,
Choose 3 energy cards from your discard.
okay, so Wigglytuff, ball polish. Choose 3 energy cards from your discard pile, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand.
I mean, for fairy decks.
But even then, energy
Actually,
cards.
wait. It's colorless energy.
Yeah, and energy
So,
cards.
for those people who don't want to play a Ranguru,
DCE,
we got a DC recovery. And you're gonna put them right in hand.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I know where this is going.
But,
Porygon Z in this set.
well, let's see. And then 3 colorless, Sleepy Ball, 80. They're now asleep.
That's cute.
That's
You're
cute.
you're probably playing with Diantha as a recovery with it. This is probably the best of the 3 babies.
What
stall
happened to
decks?
the Oddish here?
Ate it.
Okay.
It's a pot.
It's a pod, but... Or at least I hope it's a pod, or if not, Cleffa is more brutal than the Jigglypuff.
Ripped the guts out and planted it.
Alright, so Hustle Draw. Once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6. Either way, your turn ends.
The only bad thing about a lot of stall decks is too many supporters and not enough time to play it. Oh, jump off.
Whimsicott GX.
GX needs to see play.
Yeah, except
So,
now we just
how
need
much-
a Rhyperior GX.
How much of the black and white era do you remember?
I remember quite a bit of it.
You remember of a certain Cincino that has that ability?
The grab
half
2
the
cards.
Half the time you might actually be able to knock it out.
The grab 2 cards
Suzuko-
from your discard?
No.
Or am I thinking the
Echo
wrong?
Voice?
Okay, now remind me.
From Next Destinies. I believe it was from Next Destiny. I'm pretty sure it was. It was the first set that had double colorless. Returning. And I think it was the same set with Mewtwo. On a coin flip, if the coin flip failed, your opponent attack went through. If it succeeded, they didn't get the knockout.
That's right. Okay.
Ignored all damage done to this Pokemon.
Okay.
Well, came back on a GX Pokemon.
Okay. If any damage is done to this Pokemon's attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. You cannot use Victini with that because it's
an ability, not an attack.
Okay.
Which that would be absurd when you have a 25% chance of failing. Versus
Yeah.
50.
Now, Fairy Energy Blow for 10. It does 30 more damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon with all the fairy support.
Average energy, you'll probably have 3 energy attached to it. So you're 1 or 2 to 3. You're one-shotting things weak to it on a choice man.
Guardy?
I mean,
Doesn't Guardy attach? Yes.
And this could be basically the lead of Guardy, just because they might not get a knockout.
While they wait for the Guardy to get set up, and then one colorless, or then one fairy.
Metagross's GX attack.
Toy Box GX. Search your deck for up to 5 and put them into your
5
hand.
cards
Okay, so it's algorithm, but
for a fairy.
fairy.
For fairies. Not to mention, fairy has all this tech, all this with that new Wondrous Labyrinth, so you can slow your opponent down.
Oh, God.
You can slow your opponent down. You have access to.
Which reminds me, we actually have to get that deck off the ground.
We have access to, well, Gardevoir Tag Team. We have access, which has that nice attack of, it has Sylveon's attack was the tag team. We got Sylveon's first attack for utility. We got this as basic. You can't touch me. You're struggling to get energy on. Now you might be able to get a knockout if you can hit me. I can make this would be a nice little troll deck coming down the way. It's in, I believe, Full Metal Wall there, or the other part of the set, there was Togekiss, which heals 30 from your active fairy Pokemon per Togekiss. So you could just keep healing this.
That is nasty. All right, next up we've got Persian
Oh, you remember your
and
cat,
a Persian
remember
GX.
your cat day?
Uh-huh.
Here's the reason.
So 100 HP, stage 1. Cat's Gathering. Each of your Pokemon in play with a Cat's Day attack pays no energy to use their attacks.
The cat day attack has no energy cost.
That is... So you just draw
So
2
far,
cards that are asleep for
There's
free.
at least 4 Pokemon that have it.
We saw Meowth, Esper.
Meowth.
Yep, well, Meowth,
Esper.
Esper,
The
Meowstic,
Meowstic and the...
Litten.
Litten. They're all cats.
All the cats, okay. And then 3 colorless Colossal Pipe for 90.
It won't see much play other than fun. I mean, Breely's king. But
We'll play it.
But it does carry one nifty little bonus for your treat.
That is nice.
Name me why Coco has seen this much play for this long.
Free retreat.
Free retreat. I mean, it was thrown in a Gillespie because it carries DC and it was free retreater. So around Guzma, you can just retreat and...
So now we got a Persian GX.
To go along with Giovanni. That doesn't work with Giovanni.
Yep, so 200 HP, stage 1. Catwalk. Once during your turn, if your Pokemon GX or EX was knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during your last turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. You can only use 1 Catwalk ability during your turn.
I would suggest running this in Dark deck with Black Market.
Wait, what's during your turn?
It just has to be a GX or EX Poké that's knocked out. It does not specify how many prizes they get. So playing this with, say, Honchkrow?
Play this with,
if they manage to knock out Honchkrow, yeah, they get 1 prize. I get 2 cards. I can send up the next Honchkrow.
Tauros.
And it doesn't say this card has to be knocked out either.
Tauros.
Maybe. I was just thinking maybe just a tech for Honchkrow.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely...
Yo, on top of Honchkrow, hypothetically they knocked 1 out because they got lucky. They knocked 1 out, they get 1 prize. I can search my deck for 2 cards. Can one be like a Lieutenant Surge?
Yeah.
I'm probably Lieutenant Surge probably won't work at this point because I'm probably in the winning category.
Well, if done right.
But I think I can still judge my opponent down to 4 cards. I can still limit my opponent's chance of the next hand. And I can search any 2 cards.
Yeah.
So I can search out Duststone.
Mm-hmm.
I can search...
And get another one going.
The utility of Persian won't be as great as, say, Ninetales. But the utility of any deck that are 1 prize GX attacks, or GX Pokemon, namely Honchkrow, because you can prevent your opponent from actually playing stadiums.
I could even see this seeing play in, like,
and being that your
Zoroark.
stadiums can't be knocked out by trainers, meaning the only way to get it out is via attacks.
Yeah, I can see this in, like, Zoroark. I can see it in a lot of the tag team decks.
I can see it playing around with that Incineroar GX once that new...
I even see that, too.
The Greninja.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greninja Zoroark tag team comes out.
God, of course they're... All right. 3 colorless, revenge, 10 damage. This attack does 20 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile, up to a maximum of 9 Pokemon.
So 190.
So yeah, 100.
With
so even Zoroark still does more. Of course he does.
Did you really want this having access to basically
no.
I mean, you could have played this in a Zoroark clan deck.
No.
You could have played this in a Zoroark clan deck.
No.
I mean, Zoroark now is starting to use unit energies and rainbows to satisfy their decks. And not to mention, this can also, after Zoroark's knocked out, they can just search out 2 cards.
That's true.
Now, I think Persian's going to see a 1/1 of in a lot of decks, especially with Meows that are 60 hit point Meows.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see where it goes.
I think there's one that just came out plus this one. So
yeah, I think you're Theololan. Wait, was there? That's right. There was a
there's
baby.
There's one that has 60 hit points in the format. There's one that has 70, but the one that's 60 is better every time.
No, that's right. No,
I think it's also the one with the Leer, but don't quote me.
And now it's GX attack, 3 colorless, flashback, 150. Switch this with one of your bench Pokemon.
For colorless energy and the fact you can load up with 1 turn. It's a 1 energy attachment.
150 in Switch for your GX.
Well, Gillespie's been doing it for years, for a year and a half or so.
Using the GX attack in order to retreat?
He's been doing that for a while. It's the only GX that plays in that deck.
Wait.
Gillespie? So you
Gillespie's was a retreat?
He uses his GX attack to get to the bench to throw a Coco up there. So it could still open up the next turn at either a Guzma hit. It's utility for it to use just to prolong a turn.
Okay. Well, now we're at Dojurio, 100 HP.
Oh, this could be a fun little tech in Dojurio could be a fun little tech with a Budge of Zapdos deck.
We'll see. 100 HP, stage 1. Double colorless, tri attack, flip 3 coins, 60 times the number of heads. I like that. Pair that with Victini. And then DCE,
So
accelerating stab, 90, and it can attack next turn.
So 90. Only downside is a colorless.
And
But
this Pokemon can attack, but free retreat, so
then again,
90
there's a
switch.
certain electric bird that doesn't hit for weakness either, but it's been seeing a lot of play.
True.
Zapdos.
Mm-hmm.
But it also carries a free retreat. So you go 80, retreat, pop, 90.
90, 80, 90,
This can actually
80,
be
90,
this
80.
can actually be a fun pair for Zapdos. You're hitting at least 80 per turn, no matter what Pokemon's hitting.
We should give it a shot. I mean,
if we get a budget deck of Zapdos, which being the only expense card you have to find is Zapdos.
I think we're going to run this. Like, I really think we're going to run it.
Just hitting for 90 straight up isn't exactly bad.
All right, so now we got Porygon 2, Porygon Z. All right, so Porygon Z, 130, stage 2.
Which means Buzzwell has to make some effort to knock it out.
All right, so ability, Crazy Code. You may use this ability as many times as you like during your turn. Attach a special energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Yes.
Raining special energy.
That's DCE. That's DCE unit energy.
There is one auto loss condition.
Huh?
Honchkrow. It's your auto loss condition.
Because you can't play it.
Or anything playing Chaos Wheel, which is the same thing.
Which not a lot of people are running.
There's only one Chaos Wheel that I know of, plus the ability. And Honchkrow is going to be everywhere, being that it's based on the next hype dark Pokemon that's not Zoroark in the.
We'll definitely have to see where it goes.
Zoroark is going to be annoying. Now Magic Card can go head up against Zoroark and not care. Zoroark actually has to run basic energy so it can attack.
So you can just make it rain special energy, which if you run enough special. Wait. Kecleon.
People are thinking about Kecleon. People are thinking of. Let's see. We'll make it. We'll give it a shot.
We could definitely. And then Tantrum 120. This Pokemon's confused. Not bad for 3.
So you'll probably be drawing a lot of draw because you can't just, unless you're a Prism Star, you just can't go right to an energy. But
yeah. We got a Snorlax.
It has leftovers. It has an ability.
Power Lunge. In between turns, you may heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. Yes.
So I guess that's when that other effect comes in, when you can choose when to place it.
Yeah, at any time. So he heals 10, you're now dealing, what, 20?
10 on top of it.
Yeah, so you just negate it. So that's why they worded it that way. 3 colorless, and then 3 colorless, big counter, 60 damage if your opponent's active as a tag team, 120 more.
180 on a tag team.
Yeah.
So Choice Band, you're hitting 210.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're colorless, so you had to find something to hit a little bit harder with.
That's still a huge chunk of damage. You definitely can't go wrong there. You'll get them
scared. Don't get me wrong. You get them scared. But I think almost every single one of them has to run Acerola to survive. But when you're hitting 180 every turn, plus Choice Band.
All right, so now
I can also see Snorlax playing a little energy denial, just slowing your tag teams down a little bit.
Yeah, I could easily see it being like a
Not
stall
to mention
deck.
with a tech with Porygon, you can just rain energy.
Oh God.
Yeah, double colors. Double colors.
Or
just throw your basic energy for the turn.
That is just dumb. All right, so now we got a Happiny, 60 HP basic. Once your turn, flip a coin. If heads, heal 60 from one of your Pokemon. Either way, your turn ends. Definitely not bad.
Still outclassed by Cleffa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drawing is everything in the card game, so.
But it's not horrible.
No.
And Chatot,
it combines 2 Chatots from the past.
When was like the last Chatot? Was there ever one in like black and white? Because the only one
I think the last one was in black and white. Then before that, it was.
Because the only one I'm thinking of is like Diamond Pearl.
I think the one from Platinum with the Mimic.
Yeah, that's literally the one I'm thinking of.
Which is the only part of it that came across. Tone Deaf is on the one from black and white.
Well,
they crossed the 2.
Editor, double check that. But either way, 1 colorless Mimic, shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw cards equal to the amount of cards in your opponent's hand. Very nice.
And early game, not a bad idea.
And then Tone Deaf, 10 damage, your opponent is now confused.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Early game could be a nuisance.
All right, so now...
Hey, there's your Zag Pickle.
Is that...
Escape Rope.
All right,
Zag Pickle.
so...
That's the card I was talking about, 3-card Hiker.
Okay.
Item version of Hiker.
All right, so Zag Pickle, I think they're going to change it to something, but I don't know. Look at the top...
Hiker's Axe or something like that.
Maybe. Look at the top 3 cards of either player's deck and choose one of them. Shuffles the other cards back into the deck, and then put the card you chose on top of that deck.
Unfortunately, Hiker's days are numbered because this is...
Yeah, you can do it as an item.
Splash it as an item versus, well, a supporter that now you can't play Judge on top of it.
Mm-hmm. We got an Ultra Ball.
You can't play Judge on top of it. You can't...
Rare Candy.
Force a card to discard off the top deck.
Ooh, I like that. Fire Crystal. Put
Put
3 fire energy cards from your discard pile into your hand.
So
okay,
it's a faster energy retrieval for fire. It's a fire dedicated.
It's a fisherman without being a supporter.
Or it's a fire dedicated retrieval for 3. There's
your
your Duskstone.
Okay.
This will be changing the game.
Okay.
This is going to allow Tonko going turn 1.
Okay. If you have a Pokemon in play that evolves into Mismagius, Honchkrow, Chandelure, or Aegislash.
Including GX Pokemon.
Okay. Search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon, including a Pokemon GX, and put it on that Pokemon to evolve.
So
then shuffle your deck.
You can have Mismagius turn 1.
You can use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn.
This card needs to get an errata and take that last part out. Or at least the first turn part. Because they're going to end up with Honchkrow receiving a partial... Honchkrow's right now really powerful.
Yeah.
And expanded form is already at a point where they're trying to ban game locks.
Is there a good Chandelure or Aegislash right now?
Aegislash right now, it's just the one that has the... We have 2. But they're both utility. Or giving Tool Drop more hit points.
And then Chandelure, it's just the one that does damage for
Chandelure
supporters?
doesn't have one. But this was showing me that there might have been a Chandelure in the set. Now I'm kind of sad-faced because now there's no Chandelure in the set. Unless I'm missing the one from the other 2. But Mismagius and Honchkrow will see a lot of play.
Yeah,
this would be a 4th card in the deck, and they'll often see play in the same deck.
Yeah, this is...
1, it turns on Lieutenant Surge. I mean, turn 1 Lieutenant Surge is absurd.
Yeah,
especially when you got to draw into 7 with it.
This is probably going to be a $20 or $5, $10, $15 card. Easily.
Foils. Well, lucky for us, it's uncommon, so...
Giovanni's Exile. Okay.
He needs to read it.
I need to read what this does. Choose up to 2 of your bench Pokemon with no damage counters on it. Discard those Pokemon and all cards attached to them.
No damage counter, so it means...
So, you do...
Reverse Ace Roll.
Okay, so now with that Diglett that was up there, if it was discarded by that effect, then they know one.
Each of the cards that evolve with Giovanni directly, all have him in the picture.
Damn right.
Right on was in the picture.
Okay, so hold on, let's go.
Right on was in the picture, and so was Diglett.
Oh wait.
Diglett.
Yep. Chilling out right there.
And that won't...
Okay, so...
I don't think that would exclude anything coming out in the future.
So you could essentially mill 2...
7 per turn?
7 per turn. 10 if you were to play the 3... Or mill 3 right here?
Yeah. Assuming it can recover the Diglett every single turn. Just so then you can guarantee the 8 almost every turn.
Yeah.
Or at least the 5 every turn. You can recycle Giovanni pretty easily.
Yeah, the supporter... Yeah, the Diglett would just be the
I
hard
want to
one.
spoil the deck right now so we can claim it first. Giratina. Discard the 2. I just use Exile. Play mill 3. Actually, you can also use that axe. You force something top. You force one of the cards they want top decked. And then you go Zach Pickle again. You get a mill another card they wanted. Again.
Oh, this deck's built. This deck's built. Day 1. Enjoy.
That's why I'm on the channel.
That is amazing.
I just basically perfected a deck that, well.
Because all you have to do is Giovanni's Exile, get rid of the Giratina, bounce them back,
and
put damage counters on.
And Giratina's adding damage to the field every single time you play Giovanni. I mean, it's not exactly exciting, but
oh, that is beautiful.
Well, upon 3 Pow Pad, I mean, Garchomp can cycle Cynthia 12 times.
Oh.
So why can't you cycle Giovanni 12 times?
Oh my God, we're gonna be running stall.
So
Here's the thing, we're also gonna be running stall.
12 times the 2 damage counters. You're adding 120 damage to 2 targets on the field. You're hitting all the way up to Oranguru potential damage. I mean, it doesn't seem much, but the thing is, Oranguru, Macargo.
Wait,
you're hitting Diglets, you're hitting Malamars, you're hitting all like up to 120. You're hitting anything from Oranguru down.
Wait, hold on.
Diancie.
Because when
Giratina comes into play, you split 2 damage counters.
Okay.
Assuming you can do Giovanni's 12 times, which you probably won't need to, because 12 times 5 is 60.
Yeah, you pretty much get rid of the deck at that point.
If you're using it 12 times, your opponent's playing with you or got lucky with Brock.
But even then,
and you had to mill in through Brock.
Even then, Lieutenant Surge, Lusamine, Giovanni.
Yeah, and you do the Lieutenant Surge, Lusamine injury, because chances are, after a little bit of time, you're probably going to be behind, being that you're not hitting unless you have to. I mean, that's what the Giovanni, the Rhyperior in this set's for.
Everyone who has told me I need to look at this set, this is the happiest I have felt ever since they released Rhyperior Level X back in Diamond and Pearl. I am so happy about this whole potential setup. That
Rhyperior could probably hit harder, but we got to go through a couple more cards. Welder.
All right, so Welder
is absurd.
I'm
surprised they made something this good.
All right, attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon, then draw 3.
So,
and it doesn't end your turn?
So, Macargo, you guarantee your next card. You get a Force 2 energy on the field, and you get to draw your next card you want, like a Choice Runner, Devil Colors, or even, let's say, an Escape Rope, a Switch, Escape Board. You basically get to play your next turn, this turn, with that.
That is dirty. I love it. Although Fire just got a huge boost from that.
This is the reason why Blacephalon and Charger got insanely powerful. That's why Charger was able to get powered up as quickly as it did.
Although this might make Turtonator, Mark.
Attach turn 1, and your turn. There is right now, I think Kyurem the Kyurem right now, the one that just won one of the last sets ago, is probably the only one that can, if they went first, upon a turn 2, could possibly knock out Restroom Tag Team in one shot. They would have Choice Band plus a Shrine to guarantee the one shot. Otherwise, they're walking into a Rage Attack that will one shot basically anything in the game.
This whole set, this whole set is just beautifully
and then
dirty.
Next turn you go Flint, Dweller, attach 1 for turn. I'm blowing up for 230. Or if you try to play it wall me out, I'm going to blow it up for 300 and not care what's going to happen.
That is.
To make matters better.
So glad you're on my side.
To make matters better, Red's really good too.
Red's challenge, supporter.
Computer Search got reprinted as a.
Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for 1 card and put it into your. So it's Ultra Ball for any one card.
Computer Search got reprinted as a supporter.
Okay.
Which is going to see play because.
Why would you not?
Ultra Balling for any one card is Nice. The reason why computer search is only one card. One card of its type per deck.
Very nice.
Oh,
all right.
The fighting stadium.
All right, so let's see if we can breeze through this real quick. So we've got Fighting Dojo. The attacks of Pokemon with basic fighting energy attached to them, both yours and your opponents, do 10 more damage. Nice.
Not Ultra Beast.
If there is a player with more prize cards remaining, the attacks of their Pokemon with basic fighting energy do 40 more damage.
So,
this stadium does not apply to Ultra Beasts. Okay, so...
Did you notice any... So...
The attacks of Pokemon with basic fighting energy attached, okay, do 10 more.
Did you notice any restraints on it?
There's
only one restraint on this card.
No.
Cannot be an Ultra Beast.
Yeah, so Buzz...
So anything
Buzz
with
is
a
F.
fighting energy has access to this card.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, but Zoroark now can hit plus 40.
Wait, what?
Unit energy. Oh, basic fighting. But like Zoroark can now hit plus 40.
Lycanroc can hit plus 40. Yeah.
But if you put one of the fighting energies on Zoroark, it now has a basic fighting energy on it. Yeah, you can't use it with the unit energy. But you can still use it for basic fighting.
If there is a player with more prizes remaining, the attack of their Pokemon.
So there's also another card that's coming down the pipeline. We don't know when we're getting it. Onyx GX.
Oh, it better
on top of Brock Stadium.
Oh, you mean trainer?
So
oh, damn.
Go back to that. We were mentioning numbers on the ones up above.
Uh-huh.
Add all your attacks for at least plus 10, plus 40, and with a potential plus 40.
Oh.
Note that I now have an alternate stadium to Garchomp. Yes. Oh. He can now hit 270, 280. He can now tag teams are now in range.
That is not dirty. This is how what you just said. It is this dirty.
Well, it's called Dust Island for a reason.
All right,
and this was this is the poison one.
All right. So when a trainer switches their poisoned active Pokemon with the effect of a trainer card, their new active Pokemon is now poisoned.
This is the ultra. I can't say it, but this is the Ultra Prism of the set currently.
Okay.
This collective set is the Ultra Prism of the set of the block.
When a player switches their poison... Okay, so they have to be poisoned in order for the new one to be poisoned.
When they switch their poison Pokemon with the effective trainer, like say Guzma.
If there is an effect... Okay, if there is an effect that alters the amount of damage counters taken from poison, that effect carries over as well.
So, Muck, I'm poisoning for 15. You're getting poisoned for 15 whether you like it or not. Die.
Nice. Fiery Flint, which is kind of cool.
But that Dust
Stretcher.
Island, the thing is, that Dust Island is not limited to just Muck, even though it plays in Muck.
Kiawe.
Wait, go back to Kiawe. Pretty nice.
That is
still
very
better.
Nice.
I mean, Sand versus. I mean, I still like this one better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really starting to like the new art on a lot of these cards, just because they're amazing.
This set.
Cynthia. Ooh, I like that.
So, I guess Pokemon is listening. Because we're actually starting to get cards. Each set is basically improving on the set before.
It really is.
I mean,
like Team Up was nasty. This
Team Up gave us the tag teams, and 3 of them see competitive play.
Yeah,
mainly 2, but 3 of them see competitive play. One's absurdly powerful.
Wait, hold on.
And this one's just basic.
Okay, so real quick, I want to check out this triple boost. So triple boost energy. Triple boost energy can only be attached to an evolved Pokemon. Okay. Discard triple boost at the end of the turn it was attached. Okay. And it provides 3 colorless energy as long as it's attached to a Pokemon. So it's literally a 1-turn 3 energy.
You saw how many Pokemon in this set there were of a evolution Pokemon that had 3 energy colorless energy at cost?
Yeah.
Like Dugong?
Or Rhyperior.
You just go, that other Rhyperior? Was it, how much energy was it?
It was a fight. Oh my god!
Was it fighting 3 colorless?
Fighting 3 colorless.
You can actually just rock over for 170 if you need just to hit a little bit harder or remove something from the field.
This card also provides 3 chicken nuggets, but only to adults.
Yes. Where's my chicken nuggets?
And then what's this? Note that all of the reprinted trainer cards use the A or B in their original set block, including Ultra Ball. This indicates that their legitimacy may not be renewed in the future. The reprinted trainers will likely become Pokemon League promos for us in the future. This set also features a return of babies.
So these ones, unless they're reprinted in a main set, are subject to rotate. Cynthia won't for another year, but
yeah,
these cards, their legality. These cards are not affected by their legality. Do not affect the legality of the card.
So I think next Friday we definitely need to talk about Ultra Ball because
it needs to stay around. I don't know what it is about Ultra Ball. What is it? Ultra Ball. What is it? Ultra Ball. Sycamore. Guzma. Well, Guzma's its own thing, but
yeah,
I don't know what it is. We stray away from stuff like Ultra Ball and Sycamore, in cards like Sycamore. But once you use it, you're hooked.
Yeah,
Because Sycamore right now, sad to say, I think it would see play over Lily.
Oh yeah, easily.
It was until it rotated did Lily even see play.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was. I am now so glad I went into this blind because I am.
All these fighting types.
Everything from this set is brutal and amazing.
The fact I just broke like 4 cards.
Easily.
Well, I'm still questioning Honchkrow why it expanded. Pokemon takes an effort to prevent locks, early game locks, and basically decks that overrun the opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before they have a chance to play.
Yeah.
But then they produce something like Honchkrow with all the stuff in expanded. Well, and the stuff we have currently in standard.
There's
Something tells me. I hate to say it, I think DC is on the subject of rotation.
You think DC?
It's about the only thing that would slow down Honchkrow to where you would have to use scramble energy or whatever it's called to get the energy attachment for the turn.
At this point,
with that Honchkrow, I can't see DC being reprinted.
No. And honestly, if DCE were to go, I would honestly be okay with it now.
Sad face, but to prevent something like Honchkrow from basically turn wanting a lock and having access to Lieutenant Surge till their opponent takes a prize. Well, a second prize.
Yeah.
Till they want to take a prize.
So now it pretty much comes down to
Honchkrow can pretty just screw the opponent until he wants to knock out all 3 GX Pokemon on the field.
Yeah,
Chances are they play Lele, Ninetales, or Zork, or some kind of combination, or Deadney of some combination. They're gonna perish.
Yeah. Either way, I'm running Rhyperior, number one card in format, number 1 deck in format as far as I'm concerned. It's an amazing card.
For those who are wondering, Unit Energy can also play the damage even, what's it called? Tapu Lele. So you can just move that damage onto stuff like Jirachis and stuff too.
Yeah.
That bench damage. Oh, I'll let you get a knockout. Here's Lele. Spread the damage onto the Jirachis and... I mean, a lot of the core of some people's decks are Jirachi.
Yeah.
The ability for Jirachi to Guza something up, have Jirachi sit there, finding the synth finding a card you want, and then retreating out.
Yeah, that is pretty nasty.
I mean, this is an absurdly long video, but the thing is, there's a lot of cards in this set, a lot of stuff to break in the set, a lot of stuff fun stuff.
Yeah. So definitely let us know down in the comments, like, what cards are you excited for out of this entire set? Like, what decks are you going to be building right out of the gate? Let us know down in the comments, and while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Become a Potown Hero yourself. Hit us up on PTCGO. We are Po_Town_Heroes. And be sure to check us out on social media at Potown Heroes. As always, may all your games go well. May the top deck be in your favor, and Rhyperior's best deck in format.